Right, so we just want to talk about some of the findings on the the said engine which we received back regarding the driven cog being too close to the inside of the crankcase. Now, what we've found is basically that the clearance. This is the engine that we received back here, and this is a new engine, brand new, just out the box. Now, what we've found is the clearance is really more or less exactly the same. And this is the engine that we received back, and I'll just get that in there. And this is a brand new engine. Yeah, so the clearance is exactly the same. The clearance I'm getting on the micrometer is roughly about 5.64 millimeters. So as I say, I checked another engine as well. We took another engine out of the box, and we found more or less it's exactly the same. So obviously we were scratching our heads a bit. Now, as I say, these engines, these new GT4s, they're a new batch of engines, so there have been some changes on them. What we did eventually was we found the GT4 from the last batch, which is the elder model, and what we found is quite interesting actually. What we found is, if you look at the lip here on the side of the crankcase bottom, it's actually much thinner than the new design. So if you have a look here, and then if you have a look on the new lip, it's actually much thicker. So what I'll do now is I'll just try and get a measurement with the micrometer, just to give you an idea of how much thicker it actually is. So what I'll do is see if I can just get that in there. Right, so the new here we go. Here's the new lip. So that's measuring roughly here we go, 4.65 mil, and the old lip on the crankcase, I can just get that in there actually. Right, it's going to be a bit tricky, but I'll try and do it this way. Right. Yep, so I think that's about the tightest that I'm going to get it. Yeah, and it's 2.93 mil is the thickness of the old one on the old GT4s, and the thickness on the new one is right. Let's have a look. Is there we go, 4.93. So I mean, it's quite a difference there actually. I mean, and that's the only thing we could think of. Now, I've thought about this. Now, obviously, we will be taking this up with the manufacturers to notify them. But the solution for now, which I can think of, is our milling machine is actually down at the moment. It's going to be roughly about another 2 weeks by the time we get it back. But we could mill this down, the area around the cog, so you wouldn't get any clearance. I mean, you wouldn't have any clearance issues. So we could mill a couple of millimeters down to make it the same thickness as the older crankcase. And I think that's probably a solution until we take it up with the manufacturers and find out, or give them some feedback on actually what's going on here. So that's one of the solutions. And the other stuff we'll talk about in email, or we'll have a chat over the phone, and we'll see, how to take it from here. Great.